That's why God doesn't judge us, because God knows it's not us, that it's something in us and we have identified with that. So it's not us that's committing the problem or doing the things that happen. We have identified with the spirit that works through us, and it's doing it. We just say it's us because we don't know it's not us. We judge others because we don't see yet that it's not them. It's the same spirit that's in you. That makes sense, everybody? Yes, that's so deep, huh? Yeah. It's like something in us make us do these things, and we think that is us, and we call it us. You make me mad. I am lonely. I'm suicidal. I'm this. I'm depressed. You call it evil you. And so it's really not you. So when I say that the devil come through the woman, it's not even her. It's that spirit that made a home in her once she agreed with Satan. It made a home in her. So it's driving her. It's not even her. She is not evil, but the spirit in her is evil. It's not that she's evil. That makes sense? Yes, sir. Nice. Thank you. Amazing. So here is the distance. And the reason this question is so important, we have been taught that Jesus is far off somewhere. We've been taught that Jesus is God and he's untouchable. And dare you to think that Jesus is your brother, your sister. Dare you to think that somehow or another you're that close to him and he could be reachable, right? They don't want you to think that. They are made, and so we grow up thinking we are so far away from Jesus, and he is in us. He said what we own. He owned the Father that sent him is our Father and everything. But we have been taught not to believe that somehow or another he is so far off, and we can spend a lifetime just trying to find Jesus. And he's already there. And the only thing, I want you to really hear this, and you're going to come to know it. The only thing that, the distance between you and Jesus are thoughts, ideas, and belief. That's the only thing that separates you from Jesus. Thoughts, ideas, and belief. If you didn't have those things, you'd be one with Jesus, and you would know it. But thoughts and ideas and belief separate you and put a distance between you and Jesus in your mind. That's all this. That makes sense? Yes. That's why you got to overcome these thoughts and these ideas about who God is, who Jesus is, and who you are. You got to let that go. Let all these thoughts, your thoughts are screwed up. And then there's higher thinking, which is of God's thinking. You become one mind with God. But you got to overcome this lower thinking, which is the mind of Satan. You can have a clear mind. Thoughts and ideas and belief separate you from Jesus. That's the distance. The moment that ends, you're one with the Father. Any questions about that? Yes.
I had a conversation with my mom. I see the difference in between the way you teach versus everybody else.
Right.
Because she's Catholic. They always preach that Christ was God or is God, like him and God are the same. And I told her, I was like, well, as far as I know, he's our brother. That's why he came to earth. I see the difference is that he was an example to follow now. That's why a lot of people hold him on a pedestal when in reality he's like the example that we can actually follow.
Right. He even tell you don't worship him.
Yeah.
Don't worship me. I'm not your king. And they make him a king.
Right.
And then they say, well, he said he was king, but that's what the people said about him. He never said that. But the people call him king around him. And then they read the book, because they wrote in the book, they call him king. And now the people believe that he's king. Isn't that amazing? Last word, quick word.
You've talked about being free and not knowing it.
Right.
So when you don't know it, that's when you're separate?
Yes, you're in a prison.
Right. But you're free, though.
I'm sorry?
But you're free, though?
The real you is already, you're not in the prison. Just an illusion person's in the prison.
Yeah.
So once you come out the prison, you see that you were always free. You just saw yourself in a prison.
So in the truth of it, we are free.
I'm sorry?
In the reality, we're free.
Yes.
We just need to
In
stay
reality,
in the
you have
reality.
no problems at all. Zero problems. You have no problems. It is an illusion that you have problems. Isn't that amazing? It's so amazing, it's mind-blowing, and it's amazing that we are able to sit here and talk about this. Who is inside of us telling us that there's another way? Who has allowed us to see, wow, there is another way? The reality is telling us this. The truth is telling us there's another way. You gotta let your old way go. You wouldn't know, we can't sit here on our own and have this kind of conversation. We wouldn't know that there's another way if we didn't see it. We see it. And so it's the truth that is trying to join us back to the Father so we can even fellowship together about somebody, a brand new person walk in this room and never heard this before, they'll think we're crazy. Really, they're like, what are you talking about? I am my thoughts. I am my feelings. I am this. And they would think something's wrong with us. But we're fortunate in that we know that there's something else, and the light has done that. And so in closing, I want you to know Christ is the light. Christ is the light. Think about that. Christ is the light. Christ is the light. And the way you know that you're becoming closer to Christ is when you bring all your darkness unto the light. Then you know you're approaching Christ. When you bring all of your darkness to the light, then you know you're approaching Christ. And your darkness are your worries, your doubts, your fear, your loneliness, you're needy of people, places, and things. You're looking for love, your thoughts that you, whatever you think. Those are your darkness. And when you bring the darkness to the light, you know then that you're approaching Christ. You're becoming one with him. He said, bring it all to me, the light got it. Come unto the light, and you'll be fine. Any question about that? That makes sense? Yes.
How do you know when you're bringing the darkness to the light?
That's a good one. Oh, man, anybody want to respond? One response to that?
Oh,
Right
how
here.
do you know you're bringing the darkness to the light?
The young man that to you, how do you know when you're bringing your darkness to the light? That is a home run. When you know that, you're going to know you're approaching Christ. Yes, sir.
I think Jesse once said, when you can take all of your pain and misery and anger and you can just take it, that's when you know God.
100%. When this stuff come upon you, the fear, the doubt, the worry, the loneliness, the revenge, the jealousy, the strife, when it comes and you're aware of it and do nothing about it, you surrender to it, then you know you're approaching the light. That's how you know. Absolutely. Isn't that amazing? Any question about that? Me. That makes sense? Yes. Yeah. You bring all of your stuff when you give up. That's why you should rejoice, count it all joy when you're feeling pain, when you're feeling fear, when you're feeling loneliness, when you're feeling worry, when you're feeling jealousy, when you're feeling envy, when you're feeling revengeful, when you feel afraid of dying. That's what you bring unto him. And when you do nothing about it, let anything that want to happen to the ego, let it happen. And do nothing about it, you're bringing all your darkness to the light when you do nothing about it. That help? That makes sense? Yes. So you got to let this stuff happen. You got to let yourself feel what you got to feel, and don't call it you. And you'll be fine. Bring it unto the light. Christ is the light. Bring your darkness to the light. Yes, all right? Yes, sir. I hope this helped. Don't forget to do the silent prayer and work on you. You got to forgive your mother people. A lot of people don't want to admit they resent their mother and father until you can resent because it's evil. Until you can admit that this is not going to work for you. You got to confess that you're evil first. All right, and do nothing about it, but just see it. Stay with it. Stay with it. Stay with it. And then next Sunday, I'll sit down so I don't fall. Bye. Thank you all. We had an amazing women's forum on